For 15 years, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been everyone's favorite action hero. The guy who always smiles, always stays positive, always plays it cool. But last night on The Late Show, that carefully constructed image completely shattered. When Stephen Colbert decided to mock Black Adam's box office performance and laugh at The Rock's hierarchy of power speech, something inside the biggest star in Hollywood finally broke. What you're about to witness isn't just a celebrity losing his temper. This is a man who sacrificed everything for a dream, only to watch it become a punchline. Make sure you're subscribed, because this confrontation gets so intense that security had to step in. First of all, don't forget to like and subscribe to our video, and don't forget to write to us where you watched this video. The Late Show theme music faded as Stephen Colbert adjusted his glasses and smiled at the camera. Behind him, the iconic stained glass panels glowed softly. "Ladies and gentlemen," Colbert announced, "my next guest is one of the biggest movie stars on the planet. He starred in everything from Fast and Furious to Jumanji, and most recently, he brought Black Adam to life. Please welcome Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson." The audience erupted as The Rock walked out. At 53, wearing a perfectly tailored charcoal suit, he still commanded attention, despite his recent weight loss for the smashing machine. "Stephen, good to see you, brother," The Rock said warmly. "Great to have you here. You're looking different. More the Pebble than The Rock these days," Colbert joked. The audience laughed. The Rock smiled, but something flickered in his eyes. "Still strong enough to lay the smackdown when necessary," he replied. "So let's talk about Black Adam," Colbert said, leaning forward. The Rock's smile held steady. "Absolutely. I'm incredibly proud of that film. But let's address the elephant in the room. The movie didn't exactly set the box office on fire, did it?" The Rock's jaw tightened. "It performed well globally, made money, gave fans a character they'd been asking for. But the hierarchy of power in the DC universe didn't exactly change, did it?" Colbert pressed. "I mean, that was your whole thing. You said it over and over, and then nothing really changed." The studio went quiet. The Rock's hands curled slightly into fists. "Stephen, I came here to talk about the smashing machine, not to rehash." "Oh, come on. You can't spend 2 years saying the hierarchy of power is about to change, and then get upset when people point out that it didn't." "Stephen, did you actually watch the movie?" The Rock asked. Colbert blinked. "Of course I watched it." "Really? What was your favorite scene?" The host hesitated. "There were several memorable moments. Name one." "I don't think I need to prove I watched your movie to have an opinion about its box office performance." "No," The Rock said, his voice getting harder. "But you do need to understand what you're talking about before you mock it on national television." Colbert tried to laugh it off. "I'm just pointing out that the numbers don't lie." "The numbers," The Rock repeated. "Let's talk about numbers. 15 years I spent trying to make that movie happen. 15 years fighting every studio executive who said it couldn't work. 15 years of saying no to other projects because I believed in Black Adam." "Dwayne, don't," The Rock cut him off sharply. "You invited me here under the pretense of discussing my new work, and instead you're using me for cheap shots." The audience was completely silent. Colbert shifted uncomfortably. "I think you're overreacting to some legitimate criticism." "Overreacting?" The Rock's voice rose. "You think I'm overreacting to you treating years of my life's work like it's a joke?" "It is personal," The Rock's voice boomed. "When you mock something I poured my heart and soul into, when you reduce years of sacrifice to a punchline, that's as personal as it gets. Look, I understand you're passionate, but surely you can acknowledge it didn't meet expectations," Colbert said. "Whose expectations?" The Rock demanded. "The critics who decided before they even saw it that they were going to hate it? Or yours, Stephen, based on whatever your writers put on that card?" The Rock stood up abruptly, towering over the desk. Colbert instinctively leaned back. "Then tell me about the character. Tell me about Teth Adam's journey. Tell me about what Black Adam represents to people who've never seen themselves as heroes in these movies." "I don't need to write a dissertation," No, but you need to show some basic respect. You know what the worst part is? I actually liked your show, and I came here tonight thinking we'd have a real conversation. The Rock's voice dropped to something quieter, but more dangerous. You want to know about Sacrifice, Stephen? I turned down 3 Fast and Furious sequels to make Black Adam. 3 hundreds of millions of dollars I walked away from because I believed in telling this story. His hands were shaking slightly now. I spent a year training to look like a god. 6 hours a day in the gym, waking up at 4 a.m. every single day, because that's what the character deserved. I fought with studio executives who wanted to make Black Adam a joke. And yeah, maybe the movie wasn't perfect, but it was honest, it was real, and it mattered. It mattered to fans. The Rock's voice cracked. Do you know how many messages I got from kids who'd never seen someone who looked like them be that powerful? But none of that matters to you, does it? Because you can get a cheap laugh by mocking the hierarchy of power line. Dwayne, you're making a scene. Good! The Rock's fist slammed down on the desk with explosive force. The impact reverberated through the studio. Water glasses jumped. The camera shook. Colbert actually flinched. Maybe it's time someone made a scene. You sit behind this desk every night and take shots at people who can't fight back. The entire studio was frozen. You don't know what I sacrificed. The relationships I lost. The time I missed with my family. The injuries I pushed through. The doubt I fought every single day. Do you want to know the real reason Black Adam matters so much to me? Because I saw myself in him. A man who came from nothing, who was beaten down by a system that didn't care about him, who had to become a monster just to survive. The confession hung in the air. That's not just a character, Stephen. That's my life. That's why I fought so hard. The Rock reached for his microphone. Black Adam's whole arc is about a man who's tired of being used. Tired of being told he should be grateful just to exist in someone else's world. And here I am, living that arc on your show. Please don't leave, Colbert said. To everyone who worked on Black Adam, The Rock addressed the camera directly. The crew, the stunt team, the VFX artists, what we made was extraordinary. And if the world doesn't see that yet, that's their loss, not ours. And to the fans who got it, who saw themselves in Black Adam and felt powerful for the first time, thank you. The Rock set his microphone down and looked at Colbert one last time. You asked if the hierarchy of power changed? Maybe it didn't change in the DC universe, but it changed for me. Because I learned who I can trust and who I can't. He started toward the exit, then paused. You know what the real hierarchy of power is, Stephen? It's knowing your worth. It's refusing to let people mock those who've given everything. It's standing up even when it's scary. To anyone watching who's ever had their dreams laughed at, I see you. And your work matters, even if nobody else understands it. With that, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson walked off the Late Show set, leaving behind a stunned audience in one of the most powerful moments in late-night television history.